Hello there, very good evening and welcome to the news tonight where we get you the day's top stories. I'm Tracy Shilshi and here are the headlines. Pro-Jallikattu protesters in Tamil Nadu taste victory. Governor Vidyasagar Rao promulgates the ordinance lifting a ban on the bull taming sport. Chief Minister O Paneerselvan to inaugurate the festival in Madurai tomorrow. Suspense continues over the electoral pact between Samajwadi Party and the Congress in Uttar Pradesh. Congress Election Committee clears 140 candidates for the first and second phases of the polls. Election Commission pulls up Niti Aayog for holding special Gram Sabhas in the 5 poll-bound states without seeking permission. Censures Aam Aadmi convener Arvind Kejriwal guilty for violating the model code with bribery remarks in Goa. Cold wave conditions disrupt normal life in North India. Met Department predicts more snow and rainfall in Kashmir Valley for the next 6 days. And protests in many cities across the world after Donald Trump's inaugural speech. New US President signs executive order to roll back Obamacare, promises America First policies. Our top story: after a 3-year-long ban, Jallikattu will finally return to Tamil Nadu. Governor Vidyasagar Rao on Saturday approved an executive order by the state government which will allow the bull taming sport to be held in Madurai tomorrow. Chief Minister O Paneerselvan will be inaugurating the festival. However, thousands of people who are protesting at Chennai's Marina Beach for a week now say that they will disperse only when the ban is officially lifted.
Victory at last for the pro-Jallikattu protesters in Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu Governor Vidyasagar Rao on Saturday promulgated the ordinance lifting the ban on the bull taming sport. The state government announced that Chief Minister O Paneerselvan will inaugurate the festival on Sunday.
தமிழகத்தினுடைய நம்முடைய உரிமையான பாரம்பரியமான ஜல்லிக்கட்டு நடத்துகின்ற தடையை தமிழ்நாடு அரசினுடைய சட்டத்தின் மூலமாக இந்த தடை இப்பொழுது நீக்கப்பட்டு ஜல்லிக்கட்டு நடத்துவதற்குரிய சட்டத்தை நாம் இன்றைக்கு நிறைவேற்றியிருக்கிறோம். இது நிரந்தரமான சட்டம். தற்காலிகம் என்பதற்கு கேள்விக்கு இடமில்லை.
Things moved fast after the centre cleared the Jallikattu draft ordinance on Friday. Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself stated that all efforts are being made to fulfill the cultural aspirations of the people of Tamil Nadu. Modi also assured that the central government is fully committed to the progress of Tamil Nadu. Despite the PM's statements, the protests continued on the Marina Beach for the 5th day in a row with demonstrators saying they will not budge before a formal order was issued.
Whatever the statement you are giving, we are ready to trust when it comes to documents. It is not something like in words. We want everything in the papers. Whatever that happened to our agriculture, we couldn't do anything. But this time we are not going to leave anything. This is our pride. This is the pride of Tamil Nadu.
AIA-DMK MPs of both the houses met President Pranab Mukherjee again on Saturday, seeking his intervention into the matter.
We are all members of AIA-DMK Parliament members met the Honorable Excellency President of India. I submitted a memorandum to request him to interfere to see that Jallikattu can be conducted immediately in Tamil Nadu.
The Jallikattu protesters, however, took a new turn, with many demanding the removal of PETA, the animal rights organization that filed a PIL against the sport. Hundreds of people held placards and raised slogans demanding the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act should not apply to bulls.
We want the ban to be lifted permanently, not just ordinance or passing, not just for this year. We need Jallikattu every year, and till that happens, till we get a conclusion, until that bull has been removed from that that animal list, which is right there. Till the ban is permanently lifted, we will be struggling.
The non-stop protests have seen commercial establishments and schools closed across Tamil Nadu for almost a week now. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Pakistani authorities today released an Indian soldier, Chandu Babulal, who inadvertently crossed the border in 2016. Chavan was handed over to Indian authorities through the Attari-Wagah border. Chavan, a 22-year-old soldier from 37 Rashtriya Rifles, had mistakenly crossed the LOC just hours after India conducted the surgical strikes on terrorist base across the border. Earlier, Union Minister for State for Defence Subhash Bhamre said that Pakistan had assured that Chavan will be released after inquiry. Pakistan has called Chavan's release a goodwill gesture. And now let's get you all the updates from the election-bound states. Let's start with Uttar Pradesh, where signalling a breakdown of seat-sharing talks with the Samajwadi Party, the Congress Election Committee today cleared 140 seats for the first and second phase of polls in the state. The first phase of assembly elections will be held on the 11th of February. Senior Samajwadi Party leader Naresh Agarwal said that the talks of alliance between his party and the Congress had almost failed. He said while the Samajwadi Party chief Akhilesh Yadav was offering 100 seats, the Congress was demanding 120 seats. He said that despite knowing that SP cannot contest in less than 300 seats, the Congress was not ready to accept the offer given to it.
माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी ने 100 सीटें कांग्रेस को देने का ऑफर दिया, लेकिन कांग्रेस 120 से कम पे मान नहीं रही थी। हम लोगों ने कांग्रेस वालों से कहा कि 234 हमारे सिटिंग विधायक हैं, हमें उनको टिकट देना है, बाकी कुछ और लोग हैं जो लड़ेंगे, तो 300 से कम सीटों पे हम लड़ ही नहीं सकते हैं। मुख्यमंत्री जी ने कहा नहीं हम इससे ज्यादा नहीं दे सकते, तो कांग्रेस वालों ने कहा फिर हमारा गठबंधन नहीं हो सकता है।
वो फर्स्ट और सेकंड फेज की सीटों पता चल जाएगा आपको सुबह तक जब अनाउंस।
Panchanan Mishra is joining us from Lucknow for more details on this latest development. Panchanan, so what we were hoping, or at least political pundits were hoping, that there is going to be a Gadbandhan of sorts between the Congress and the Samajwadi Party. It seems like that has failed completely, and now the Congress is coming out with its own number of seats.
Yeah, Tracy, in the last 4 days, we have seen the very serious deliberations on this alliance of Congress and Samajwadi Party. But finally, now on this 4th day, we are seeing the serious roadblocks in this alliance. But as for the Samajwadi Party, the alliance is completely over. But you have seen that Ghulam Nabi Azad said that alliance is not over, and they are still hopeful about this alliance. So we have to wait and watch, because there are statements via media, and it's being given to media, and it's been propagated. But finally, nobody is denying that the alliance is over or not. So we have to wait and watch for tomorrow. And tomorrow is there is a manifesto release of Samajwadi Party. Akhilesh Yadav will be there, and we may see if there is anything happens. We will see that what happens tomorrow. Because in Delhi there are we came to learn that Sonia Gandhi also expressed its concern, and she has also came into picture, and now she has directed to top brushes to intervene and made a serious deliberation on this alliance issue, so that the alliance is still not over. But according to Samajwadi Party, it's almost done. It's almost over, but Congress is hopeful that there may be an alliance. So we have to wait for tomorrow.
All right. What really went wrong, Panchanan? Because until, the Samajwadi Party, two factions were away, Akhilesh was pretty much clear, at least that part of the Samajwadi Party, Akhilesh's part of the Samajwadi Party, was quite clear about an alliance with the Congress. Rahul Gandhi himself had said, wait, watch out and wait, there is something that's interesting that's going to develop in Uttar Pradesh. He did say that while making a speech in the capital. What really went wrong between these two, parties?
We came to learn that Congress, the Samajwadi Party was willing to give Congress only 100 seats, and the Congress wanted not less than 120 seats. But it's not only a case of number of seats. It's also the case of the constituencies, you may say that Amethi and Raebareli, the Congress always wanted to contest in all the 10 seats of this Amethi and Raebareli, and this is seems to be understood as a bone of contention amid the alliance. So many more seats such like that are creating the roadblock in this alliance, and both parties are now again pressing into action, and there is some deliberations going on between both the parties. So we have to see what this alliance will take place or not.
Okay. By tomorrow, maybe we'll get a final word. Let's hope. Thanks so much, Panchanan, for joining us with those details there. Meanwhile, Bahujan Samaj Party Supremo Mayawati today urged Muslim voters to cast their votes for her party in order to defeat the BJP. Addressing the media in Lucknow, she took a dig at the SP Congress alliance, or for that matter, non-alliance at the moment, saying that both parties, in fact, are like sinking ships.
BSP Chief Mayawati welcomed Mulayam loyalist Ambika Chaudhary into her party on Saturday. Targeting the ruling Samajwadi Party, she claimed that party founder Mulayam Singh Yadav had sacrificed his brother Shivpal Yadav for Akhilesh Yadav. Calling the rift in SP clan an orchestrated drama, Mayawati accused the Akhilesh Yadav government of shielding criminals and communal forces.
श्री मुलायम सिंह यादव यहाँ अपने पुत्र मोह के कारण पिछले कुछ महीनों से किस्म किस्म की नाटकबाजी आदि लगातार करते रहे हैं, ताकि अपने पुत्र की सरकार की यहाँ सभी कमियों व घोर विफलताओं के गहरे धब्बों व दागों पर से लोगों का ध्यान बांटा जा सके.
Mayawati didn't spare the prospective SP Congress alliance either. Calling both parties sinking ships, she termed the partnership a selfish move by the Congress.
कांग्रेस पार्टी का भी असली व घोर स्वार्थी चेहरा भी बेनकाब होकर अब जनता के सामने आ गया है, और अब इस पार्टी ने सपा सरकार के इस दागी चेहरे के आगे नतमस्तक होकर इनके साथ अपना गठबंधन करना भी स्वीकार कर लिया है. वो नहीं हुआ है गठबंधन, एक अलग चीज है, लेकिन इन्होंने अपना गठबंधन करना भी स्वीकार कर लिया है.
Mayawati also urged the minorities to keep their votes intact by voting for the BSP in order to defeat the BJP. She also targeted the BJP stand for reservation for Dalits, tribal and OBCs. The BJP denied her charge.
इसका लगातार उल्लंघन कर रही हैं, जाति के सवाल उठाती हैं, मजहब के सवाल उठाती हैं. भारतीय जनता पार्टी की दृष्टि में यह सर्वोच्च न्यायालय के ताजे आदेश का उल्लंघन है, कंटेम्प्ट है, और आचार संहिता की धारा 1 का भी कंटेम्प्ट है. भारतीय जनता पार्टी संविधान में दिए गए किसी भी वर्ग के अधिकार उन सबके प्रति आदर भाव से युक्त है.
At the Jaipur Literature Festival on Friday, RSS ideologue Manmohan Vaidya had sought a review of the reservation policy, stating that even Ambedkar said its continuance in perpetuity was not good. He later clarified that reservation should continue as long as there is discrimination, but sought a time-bound probe as to why its benefits had not reached the targeted people. With inputs from Panchanan Mishra, Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, the Election Commission today censured Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal for his remarks on bribery that he made at a poll rally in Goa. The Election Commission maintained that if he continues to violate the model code, stern action will be taken against him and his party, including suspension or withdrawal of recognition to the Aam Aadmi Party. While issuing Kejriwal a show-cause notice on the 16th of January, the Commission quoted him as saying at an election rally that the Congress and BJP will distribute money. Kejriwal reportedly told voters that they should take the money and vote for his party instead. Reacting to the order, Kejriwal said that the EC is wrong and that he will challenge it in court. The Election Commission has also pulled up the Niti Aayog for holding special Gram Sabhas in the 5 poll-bound states without seeking its permission. It has said that such events can only be organized after the elections are over. In a letter to the Niti Aayog Vice Chairman, the Commission said that while it is organizing special Gram Sabhas across the country on the 26th of January to outline priorities of citizens, including in poll-bound Goa, Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Manipur and Punjab, it has not endorsed a copy to it as mandated under the Model Code of Conduct. The Commission said that a prior approval from the Model Code angle should have been taken. The EC also made it clear that the program cannot be held on Republic Day in these states and should only be organized once the elections are over. The issue was raised by the Chief Electoral Officer of Goa, who had flagged it before the poll watchdog. More national news now. Cold wave conditions continue to disrupt normal life in northern India. The Met Department has predicted more snow and rainfall in the Kashmir Valley for the next 6 days, while it says that western disturbances could cause a further dip in temperature.
People across northern India battling icy winds as the cold wave tightened its grip on the region. In Delhi, residents huddled around bonfires as the minimum temperature dropped to 6 degrees Celsius on Friday.
कभी आग जला के सेकते हैं, कभी कंबल ओढ़ के बैठते हैं। परेशानी बहुत तरह का थी, हमें नहीं, पब्लिक को भी, जितने भी पब्लिक हैं, हर एक आदमी को पटरी पे चाहे आसपास चाहे कोई भी घर से जल्दी बाहर निकलना ना चाहते।
Train services continue to remain disrupted, with 30 of them delayed, 4 rescheduled and 5 cancelled due to fog or other operational reasons. Cold wave conditions intensified in Shimla that recorded a minimum temperature of minus 6.4 degrees.
ठंड बहुत है, ना पानी है, ना लाइट है, ना कुछ है, बड़ी दिक्कत है। सड़कें वो जाम पड़ी हुई हैं, कुछ भी नहीं है।
Kashmir Valley prepared for yet another spell of wet weather as the Met Department predicted rains and snow for the next 6 days. The forecast prompted the divisional administration to issue directions for taking precautionary measures. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And here are more national news updates in Nationwide. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today greeted the 3 northeastern states of Tripura, Manipur and Meghalaya on their statehood day and hoped they continue to achieve heights in all-round development. In his message to the people of Tripura, he prayed for the state's all-round growth. Modi gave his best wishes for the development journey of Meghalaya and also hoped that Manipur remains blessed with joy and prosperity. Six CPM activists have been arrested for the murder of a BJP worker in Kerala's Kannur district. Santosh, the 52-year-old leader, died in hospital after he was hacked brutally, allegedly by CPM activists while he was alone at his home. The case is being investigated by a special police team led by the district police chief. The police clarified that it was an incident of political murder. Bihar today claimed to have formed the world's largest human chain, with Chief Minister Nitish Kumar, political leaders cutting across party lines and citizens holding each other's hands to reaffirm their commitment towards liquor ban. The 45-minute-long human chain started early today at the historic Gandhi Maidan when the Chief Minister floated colourful balloons. The human chain is estimated to cover a distance of 11,292 kilometres, involving 2 crore citizens. Meanwhile, the previous record was of a 1,050 kilometres long human chain which was formed in Bangladesh in 2004. Separatist shutdown against the killing of a militant leader continued today to disrupt normal life in Kashmir. Markets remained shut and very few vehicles were plying in some areas. Meanwhile, security personnel continued to maintain a tight vigil across the city. With that, a quick break here. Up next, international news. Welcome back. Let's get to international news now, and starting with the US. The big story there, of course, is that Donald Trump was sworn in as the 45th President of the United States of America. The inaugural speech, as far as that's concerned, there has, of course, been mixed reactions to that, but there were protests that took place across the US, a lot of it in Washington as well. And coinciding with those anti-Trump protests are women's marches that were being held across the US, in fact, today, to raise awareness of women's rights and other civil rights they fear could be under threat under Donald Trump's presidency. Similar marches are being held across the UK, New Zealand and Australia as well. Here's a report.
Donald Trump's first day in office greeted with protests the world over. Thousands of demonstrators joined the first of many women's marches in Sydney, a show of disapproval that was repeated in many other cities.
The message today is not just to Trump. The message today is to all the regressive political agendas around the globe, including those in Australia, that we're not going to be silent while there is still bigotry and sexism and racism that's part and parcel in national policy. So this is not an anti-Trump march per se. This is a pro-equality march and a pro-human rights march.
In Sydney, about 3,000 people, both men and women, gathered for a rally in Hyde Park before marching to the US consulate downtown.
Well, look, really, it's a protest against misogyny. It's a protest against the rise of fascism in Western politics. It's a protest, we're protesting for inclusiveness and equality. And that's really what today is all about.
Exactly, and we want to send a sign to the women in the US that we're all in this together.
What happens next is up to us.
Protests were also held in 4 cities in New Zealand, where people marched peacefully. In the UK, banners were draped across London's Tower Bridge expressing displeasure at the inauguration of Donald Trump as US President.
Bridges, not walls. Building bridges, not walls. People of the world, where you been? When the sun falls.
Protesters on the drawbridge with its 2 Gothic-style towers held up a pink letter reading "Act Now" soon after sunrise. Similar banners were also put up near the British Parliament.
We are just here to show our support to groups who are under attack in the UK, across Europe and in the US as well, and to reject the rise of what we feel is very divisive far-right politics.
Speaking about the Trump's inauguration in Myanmar capital Yangon, British Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson said he is optimistic about Britain-US ties after the inauguration of President Donald Trump.
Our new president has made it very clear that he wants to put Britain at the front of the line for a new trade deal. Obviously, that's extremely exciting and important. The crucial, and he's very keen to get it done as fast as possible. Very optimistic that it can be done very soon. I think he said, within a short period after the exit from the EU, and that's great.
While leaders of the far right in the West are enthusiastic in congratulating Trump, the response among Europe's establishment was less sympathetic. While many found Trump's inauguration speech downright hostile, others said Europe must take its destiny and security in its own hand. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And here are more international news updates in Global Buzz. At least 21 people were killed and 40 more wounded in an explosion at a busy vegetable market in Pakistan's Parachinar city. The explosion took place while the market was crowded with retailers buying fruits and vegetables from a wholesale shop. Security forces have cordoned off the area and a search operation is underway. At least 2 people were killed and 10 others missing after a hotel in central China was buried in a landslide. Crews were working to dig out those trapped at the Mirage Hotel that was struck by the disaster on Friday. 3 people have been rescued so far. The cause of the collapse is under investigation. Meanwhile, 4 more people were rescued overnight from a hotel in Italy which was destroyed by an avalanche 3 days ago. 9 people have been recovered alive from the Rigopiano Hotel in the eastern Abruzzo region. At least 15 people are still missing after the avalanche that came after several earthquakes and heavy snowfall. 4 bodies have been found so far. Sports news now, and at the Australian Open, Rafael Nadal and Milos Raonic overcame tough challenges in the 3rd round to advance to the last 16. Women's world number 1 Serena Williams, however, had an easy outing as she progressed to the 4th round. It was a good day for India as well, as both Sania Mirza and Rohan Bopanna reached the 2nd round in the mixed doubles category with their respective partners.
India's Rohan Bopanna and Sania Mirza advanced to the 2nd round of the mixed doubles category with their partners. The second-seed duo of Sania Mirza and Croatian Ivan Dodig scored a 7-5, 6-4 set victory over German-Croatian pair of Laura Siegemund and Mate Pavic. Bopanna, however, was pushed into 3 sets with his Canadian partner Gabriela Dabrowski. The Indian-Canadian pair defeated Kiwi-Slovenian team of Michael Venus and Katriana Srebotnik 6-4, 7-6, 10-7. In men's singles, world number 1 Rafael Nadal survived a scare from Russian teenager Alexander Zverev in the 3rd round. In a gripping contest, the Spaniard came from behind to win the contest in 5 sets, 4-6, 6-3, 6-7, 6-3, 6-2. The 14-time Grand Slam champion will next face France Gaël Monfils in the last 16th. World number 3 Milos Raonic also had to toil hard for his win over Frenchman Joël Simon in the third round. The 26-year-old Canadian overcame a stiff challenge from his opponent in 4 sets, 6-2, 7-6, 3-6, 6-3. Giant killer Denis Istomin, who stunned Novak Djokovic in round 2, produced another superb effort to beat Spanish 30th seed Pablo Carreño Busta in 5 sets. In the women's single, world number 2 Serena Williams eased past fellow American Nicole Gibbs to reach the 4th round. The 6-time Australian Open champion won 6-1, 6-3 and will next face Czech 16th seed Barbara Krejcikova. Russian 30th seed Ekaterina Makarova came through a dramatic match to beat Slovakian 6th seed Dominika Kubelkova 6-2, 6-7, 6-3. She will next play British number Johanna Konta, who prevailed over former world number 1 Karolina Wozniacki in straight sets. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And that's all we have for you in the news tonight. Thanks so much for joining us.